Hello?
What's up? What's up?
Hang on, I got another call. Hello?
What's up? What's up?
Hello? What's up? What's up? Oh, hold on, I got another call. Hello?
What's up?
What's up?
Oh wait, I got another call. Hello?
What's up?
So, we're doing Scary Movie 5, huh?
Yep.
Yep. Alright, I'll meet you in the car. Alright.
See ya.
See ya.
Nothing like a... What's today, Thursday?
Yeah, Thursday.
Nothing like a good Thursday night to watch a scary movie.
Or parody, anyway.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. So, we saw Scary Movie 5. 5.
No, the V. V.
Peace.
V for 5. Roman numeral. Yeah.
I can't believe they made this many.
I can't believe...
Yeah.
wasn't even sure if they wanted to go for 5, because, like, maybe it's just me, or maybe it's because I'm just not that so much into horror, but there hasn't really been a lot of horror movies that really just stood out, that can, like, that can be parodied, that people can just go in and, like, immediately recognize, like the first 4 Scary Movies did. I mean, the first one I liked. First one is brilliant. You know, it goes that whole David Zucker Kentucky theater, style comedy, and it works. And to me, it still holds up. 2 was kind of meh,
Not as good, but still had its charm.
3 was when it started becoming funny again.
Yeah, I like 3 a lot.
Because they got David Zucker, and of course they brought Leslie Nielsen along for their eyes.
3 was actually the first Scary Movie I saw.
Really?
Yeah.
You never saw the first one?
I did not. Well, no. I mean, I wound up seeing all of them later on.
Okay.
But the 3 was when I was introduced to it.
Right.
Yeah.
4 was good. I saw that one in theaters when it came out, and that one was just as funny.
I didn't like it as much.
I thought it was not as funny as 3 was, but still. I mean, what would President Ford do? That is still brilliant. That is still witty.
Yeah.
For those who do not know or do not care to see a scary movie, basically the plot is, well, the whole thing is that they their plot is a whole parody on one specific movie, and there are a couple side plots parodying other movies, while you get little bits and pieces of other movies in there as well. So, like the first movie was I Know What You Did Last Summer. It's been so long since I've seen the first one. Scream, yeah.
The main parody in the first one was Scream.
Second one was A Haunting.
The Haunting.
The Haunting.
The new one.
Yeah.
The Haunting and Hollow Man.
It also had...
And this is where I kind of have a problem with the second one, because Hollow Man, I don't really see it as horror. I see it more as a thriller. But I will get to that. I'll get into that a little bit later.
Also had a little bit of The Exorcist in it as well. Third one was Signs.
Signs and The Ring.
And The Ring. Yeah.
Fourth one was
War
of the Worlds.
War of the Worlds.
And The Grudge.
Yes, War of the Worlds and The Grudge.
As well as
Saw.
Saw. And it had The Village in it as well.
Yeah, but the main ones was like in 4 was War of the Worlds and The Grudge. This one
was pretty much Paranormal Activity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And that's the thing. That's the only thing that I think anybody could recognize.
That and Cabin in the Woods
and Mama.
All right, those are the only two main ones that they mostly parody was Mama and Paranormal Activity.
And for some reason, the Black Swan.
See, this
that was the side plot.
Yeah, this is where I had a problem with. This is what I was going to mention. I don't know why they threw Black Swan in, because the problem...
For that matter, why did they throw Inception in?
Well, because Scary Movie parodies everything.
I know, but I mean... That's what I'm saying.
But that was just a one thing. Black Swan was something they really dragged out with in this one.
Well, then again, when you think about it, Black Swan is... a psychological thriller.
That's the problem. It's a thriller, not a horror.
But it's sort of along the same lines as a horror without, some of the camp and cheesiness of it.
I mean, you can argue that
it's intended to scare you in some capacity, so it's along the same lines.
Yes and no, but there's a whole discussion that we can go into, but horror and throw, but we'll be getting off topic. Overall, I mean, the humor of it,
it's pretty much what I expected it to be.
I thought it was going to be horrible, like the last batch of bad parody movies that I've seen.
It pretty much was horrible, but it did have moments where we were actually like on the floor in stitches. Mm-hmm. So
there were a few moments. I don't know.
The beginning was great.
Yeah, that was incredible.
With Charlie Sheen and Lindsay Lohan basically getting it on.
They're just like, okay, we're just gonna completely make fun of you two. Just go with it, and that's what they did.
This was the Shaq and Dr. Phil Saw moment from the fourth movie.
Yeah,
or the Pam Anderson scene.
I see more with the fourth one. I'm more with Doug on that one. The Shaq Dr. Phil moment, because it's the actual physical celebrities. It's not like in 3 where it was just Pam Anderson and Carmen Electra Pam Anderson and I don't know who the other one was, just playing two random girls. This one, in 4, it's literally Shaq and literally Dr. Phil. Mm-hmm. And there's literally Mike Tyson in Scary Movie 5, but we'll get to that later.
We should also mention that Anna Faris and I forget the other girl's name, but they are not in this movie.
But they try to find replacements.
Yeah. I'm just saying those
type characters, I should say.
Ashley Tisdale. Yes, Ashley Tisdale from the Disney Channel, from High School Musical, from
The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody,
from Phineas and Ferb, that stupid blonde bitch, I want to punch her in the face. I'm sorry, I fucking hate this actress. Like, my hatred for her is like your hatred for Mila Kunis. It's like...
Someday we will find an actor or actress that I despise, but so far that has not come across it yet.
Oh, God. Like, first of all, like, it's not just the fact that I hate her right off the bat just because she plays the same damn character in everything that she's in, but she really wasn't funny in this at all. And she didn't have that sort of, like, she wasn't like the other girl where she plays sort of like, a spacey blonde bimbo.
Oh, Anna Faris?
Right.
Oh, Anna Faris played because Anna Faris kind of pulls off almost kind of like that Julie Haggerty, from Airplane kind of bit that works so beautifully, like in any like David Zucker type comedy. And Anna Faris can do that. She can pull that off. She pulls that off really well, and especially in all 4 scary movies, she does it flawlessly. Tisdale is just it's Ashley Tisdale being Ashley Tisdale,
snarky blonde bitch. That's basically what she
wasn't that snarky in this one.
Well, yeah, she was.
Well, I mean, yes, but it was somewhat. I don't know. I thought it was more somewhat toned down a bit.
I don't know.
To some degree.
I don't know. Just like just the way like she was always like making snarky remarks at her husband, always saying like snarky things at the kids, and just basically being an all-around bitch. Except when she had another actress with her who was an even bigger bitch. Mm-hmm. Just, I didn't like her character at all. I thought she was a horrible choice for this movie.
But then again, they're pretty much pulling every celebrity that out of their, ass that they can get.
Yeah.
So...
But I mean, and at least, she's a more attractive actress. I really don't think she's, like, hot or even pretty.
She's just...
there.
She's just a cookie cutter, like, pretty blonde. Just boom, just there.
Pretty much. And the guy annoyed me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
especially the whole shtick with him.
He was trying to be the guy from Scary Movie 3.
Oh, the Jamie Kennedy character.
Yeah. But it's it didn't do anything for me.
His whole thing was like he keeps getting hit in some way,
like the character, like Jamie Kennedy's character in Scary Movie 3.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
Charlie Sheen sort of had that too.
Yeah,
in the third one or fourth.
A little bit, but I mean, it was funny at first. It quickly gets old. Then there is one part at which it actually does get really funny again when he's having the fight with the maid. Oh my god, that was funny.
The maid was funny.
Yeah.
The maid was funny. Like, blessed his house. And then she carried
She's like that stereotypical Spanish, overly religious, yeah.
Woman.
She's basically the nanny from that other, which Paranormal Activity was that? I think it was like the second or third, because they do have like a Spanish nanny.
And I don't know
who,
because I don't watch them.
Well, because no, she is based on an actual character from the Paranormal movies.
Yes, yeah. Oh, I know.
Yeah, so like, but she's just exaggerated a lot. But she was funny though.
Oh yeah.
And
we forgot one thing that they parodied pretty big.
What?
Rise of the Planets of the Apes.
Yeah. I was confused with that one. I mean, I can understand them trying to do War of the Worlds in 4, because War of the Worlds was presumably...
I mean,
it was supposed to be mostly like sci-fi.
But it does have an element of horror to it.
Exactly. I mean, especially a little bit more in the remake, per se. Not so much in the original, even though I've seen both. But Rise of the Planet of the Apes... I don't know why they threw that in there. There are some movies in there they parody. I'm just like...
I feel like part of it is that this movie was kind of in development hell for quite a few years.
Yes, it was.
I mean, originally, I remember like around the time that 4 was announced to be coming out, they had also said 5 was supposed to be in like pre-production, and they were going to do superheroes, like the gang becomes superheroes.
Yeah, but they eventually...
I think that eventually wound up becoming superhero movie, but... In any case, like I said, it's been in development hell. The script's probably been rewritten a number of times, and, you know, movies keep coming in that interim, and they probably had their hearts set on using them.
Well, that could also explain why earlier this year there was a movie called A Haunted House with the Wayans brothers. It's almost like
the two movies split.
Well, yeah, it's almost like the Wayans brothers. The Wayans brothers and David Zucker sat down together. They wanted to do Scary Movie 5. They really had their heart set on it. And then all of a sudden something happened, and then the Wayans brothers kind of broke off and did A Haunted House, while the rest did Scary Movie 5.
But it's weird though, because their names are actually on the credits.
Yeah, because of the whole thing, based on the characters from like the first film, even though none of the characters from the first 4 movies are anywhere in this movie.
Nope.
Except for Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, except for Charlie Sheen. But Charlie Sheen is playing Charlie Sheen, so...
Pretty much.
Well, part of me says Daryl Hammond was in at least
one
of the movies, yeah.
You're right. I think he was in... Don't quote me on this. He was either in 2 or 3.
I feel he was in one
3.
of them at least.
I think he might have been in 3.
Either 3 or 4, but he was...
one of the 2.
I feel like it's been a while since I've seen any of the Scary movies, but I have this feeling he was in at least one of them.
Yes. I think you're right on that. I just can't remember which one at the moment. I mean, a lot of the jokes, I don't know. I think a lot of the jokes in this movie was very
hit or miss.
It was very hit or miss, very more for shock value also.
Yeah.
Yeah, the jokes for shock value, like, really didn't work. Because, I mean, obviously they'd done it before, but...
It's like, ooh, sex joke. Ooh, scare, oh, she's a whore. Oh, she's...
No, but, like, the ones that really don't work are, like, when they have the slapstick with the children.
It's just like they're beating them up for the sake
girls,
of beating them up.
That only works.
Whacking the baby and stuff. It's like Yeah, it's shocking, but we've kind of seen this before, and it's not as shocking. Now it's just distasteful.
Yeah.
It only works if you only do it once. If you do it once in the entire
Or
movie,
if you
then
have
it's
a
fine.
really good setup for
Like-
it.
Yes.
I mean, like Scary Movie pretty much has child abuse in every single like version.
Yeah, but they don't do it throughout the entire
No,
film.
it's
No,
not.
they
It's
have.
not as excessive.
No, they have. And the third one, they had that kid who was supposed to be
The Cody kid.
Yeah, who keeps getting slapped around. Then they had that little girl in the fourth one. It's supposed to be Tom Cruise's
But
daughter.
the way that's set up, but the way that's set up is, the setup I think for that works better. Here, it's just because it's parodying. I think maybe it's because it's parodying a movie that involves children, being grown up being feral or abandoned or something, whatever. I don't know. I don't remember the exact plot of Mama, but maybe it's because of that. It kind of comes off as distasteful, and also to the point where it's like, really, that's where you're going with.
But I mean, those were the jokes that didn't work. But there were some that were not only like really good, but really clever. Just and completely random too.
Like with the pool, the pool vacuum,
the pool
having a
cleaner.
party. Gee, that was the best non-CG effect that I've seen in a very long time
Yes.
with any movie. Scary Movie 5.
I mean,
the only time you'll not
adorable.
see CG.
It was absolutely adorable.
like I don't know if this was like in reference to a scene from any of the paranormal films, but basically in this one scene, there's like those vacuums they put in at the bottom of the pool, like to clean keep the bottom clean and stuff. They show it coming out of the water. You're thinking, oh shit, it's gonna come inside the house, it's gonna attack them. No, it invites other pool cleaners into the backyard, and they have this whole big kegger, and they're getting drunk and having sex and doing drugs.
They have mannequin strippers and
Oh my god.
no, mannequin vacuum strippers.
And I'm thinking, and at one point I'm thinking, this is so silly, but it is so
Yeah.
brilliant.
And it even has like a really good payoff in the next scene where the maid comes out and just sees like the total carnage and chaos that has ensued from the previous night.
There's like keggers floating in the pool. There's like vacs everywhere, just like passed out. One had like somebody drew like penises all over them with a marker. It's just hilarious. It's just. But the fact is that they used practical effects. That it was a lot of it was stop motion, but it was just silly. And then again, Scary Movie doesn't use a lot of the CG stuff. The only time they actually really used CG was in 2,
Yeah.
and that was it.
Well, CG cost a lot, and as you could obviously tell, Scary Movie is on somewhat of a budget. Like,
Somewhat, but
a prime example is they show a scene where characters are driving from point A to point B, and it's quite obviously a toy car. Like you don't even see a driver in the front seat; it's just a car
you
driving.
clearly can tell it's a remote control car.
I'm like, wow, they're really on a budget for this one. This has spent all their money on the stop motion.
I wish there was more random jokes like that in Scary Movie 4, because you do see that in a lot of the other Scary movies, but that's the thing. That was what was missing. I think that's what's missing from Scary Movie 5, is that it didn't have a lot of that, just random humor, like you see in like an Airplane or in the first Scary Movie, or I'm going off on a limb here, or like Spy Hard or Wrongfully Accused or Hot Shots. I'm just giving out
The David Zucker.
pretty much, that kind of genre, but which is what Scary Movie was trying to be, and that's kind of felt missing. It was just, it almost like it was trying to play it safe with like the type of humor that they were expecting, like the pop culture stuff, or like whatever movie that came out just like a few months ago or a year or so ago. Like they're playing it safe with those type of jokes because that's going to work, because the audience will get that because it's relevant, it's recent, it's still fresh in people's minds
For the most part.
for the most part. But to me, what makes a parody movie great is that it's the fact that you make fun of the genre as a whole, and like you may make fun of some of the other plot holes, and that's what kind of makes it stand. That's why I can go back and watch Airplane again. That's why I can go back and watch. It's why I can go back and watch Wrongfully Accused again, because it makes fun. I mean, yeah, it has references, but it just builds from its own sense of humor, and that's what. And to me, it's and also why I can watch Spaceballs again, because it builds. It makes fun of what it is, the plot wise, what it's supposed to do, but it also makes fun of the genre that it's in also. And it stems jokes from the situation itself, not so much on trying to be popular or cool or hip or anything like that.
I do like that scene where they find the evil book of spells, and they open it with like, "Don't read this. No, we're serious. Don't read it.
Yes.
Don't read this passage out loud."
Yes, it's the little things. Yeah,
It's
stuff like that. I wish there was more of
things,
that.
not to mention they like really built that scene up.
Yeah.
That with the people upstairs being like Christian, like a Christian support group.
Can I just say this? It took them 5 movies, but they finally get to Evil Dead. They finally start making fun of Evil Dead.
Yes.
I know the remake came out this year, but like really, they make fun of horror movies, and it finally took them this long for him to get to Evil Dead. But it's like it's the cabin in the woods. Blair Witch Project, the one with the cabin in the woods. And they're like, they just keep listing all these movies. I'm just like, Evil Dead, Evil Dead, Evil Dead. But then again, that would make it. Then again, it would be repeating themselves if they said Evil Dead, because then that joke wouldn't have worked. But anyway,
we should talk about the celebrity cameos, or the pseudo celebrity cameos.
all right, the pseudo celebrity.
Obviously, Scary Movie always manages to get sort of an all-star cast, even if it's for like a minute.
There didn't seem a lot this time around. I mean, you had people in there like.
I mean, they had a good number of people.
I mean, you had like people like Daryl Hammond and Molly Shannon, but they're comedians and they're comedians in their own right, and they are celebrities. But I mean, like as far as they got Charlie Sheen, they got Lindsay Lohan, the obvious ones. They got Mike Tyson
For whatever
Usher.
reason,
Yeah, they got Usher.
They got Snoop Dogg. Oh wait, Snoop Lion.
In fact, at the end credits when they were showing the bloopers, even he was like, "I'm not Snoop Dogg anymore."
Even though they credit him as Snoop Dogg. I'm like, wow.
At the time of filming, it was Snoop Dogg, but now it's Snoop Lion. So.
And who else? Oh yeah, they had was it Jerry O'Connell? Jerry Connolly?
I think so. Yeah.
Jerry O'Connell act out a scene from 50 Shades of Grey. That was brilliant.
Oh jeez.
Like I see that scene and I'm like, what the fuck was that? And the one girl's like, nothing. You see her put her copy of 50 Shades of Grey. I'm like, oh. And who else do they have? They had Kate Walsh from Private Practice in there for some reason, even though she's really not a comedy actress.
Oh, what was Ashley Tisdale's mother?
That's
Heather
Heather
Locklear.
Locklear. Yeah.
Ooh, I really hope that was makeup because she looked really on in years.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry.
I've seen her better, but I don't know. Maybe it's because they had the hair.
Oh, they had Terry Crews as the boss.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Who's been like Cred? What has he been in? Quick, remind me of something.
He's been like Balls of Fury. He was in the Old Spice commercials.
That's where he is.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, that's why I keep seeing him.
Oh yeah, he's also on Everybody Hates Chris, right?
I think so.
Oh, is he the father?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. That's why I keep seeing him. Mm-hmm. All right. I knew he looked familiar.
Yeah. So basically, there was a lot of recognizable faces,
Yeah.
and I was.
And that guy, Cat Williams.
Oh yeah, Cat Williams is in it. Of course, Cat Williams is in it.
Being Cat Williams.
Of course. No, but the most baffling cameo, and like I am so surprised this wasn't actually him, but they, of course, did a parody of Inception, and they had a guy who looked exactly like Leonardo DiCaprio. Like,
yes.
I really thought it was him, and I'm like, please let it be Leo. Please let it be Leo. I want to say that I saw a scene of Leonardo DiCaprio rubbing his nipples.
Then again, and I can't believe I'm bringing this up. And Doug, if you say anything else further, I will throw you out of this car. But if they could make, excuse me, if they could make Daryl Hammond look like Jack Sparrow in Epic Movie, they can make this look like Leonardo DiCaprio. Don't you say anything else about that movie. Wipe that smile off your face.
I will say I love Epic Movie.
Shut up! That's a discussion for another day.
Guilty pleasure.
I actually legitimately love it.
Enough.
But
I hate that movie.
We'll not go into that one.
No, we don't want to bring on the
Yeah.
rap.
Watch Film Brain's review of it. He agrees with me.
But, so yeah, I mean, there's really not much more to say about Scary Movie. I mean, if you've seen one of them, you've pretty much seen all of them. You know, like, where it's going, how it's going to turn out and stuff.
The first four, at least with the first four movies, they kept the same characters, and, like, there's some sort of continuity with Anna Faris's character, but this one being the first one without
any of the
without any of the
characters,
without any of the original characters in it, it takes a lot of the movie out of it because they have to create stuff, and they just almost trying to go like cookie cutter, but it was almost like they were just trying to play it safe with the jokes, and I wish they would have done a little bit more of that, like they did like with the pool stuff, like the random humor. I wish they would have thrown more in with that because that's what made it funny. And it was just, I went into this movie thinking it was going to be, oh my god, it was going to be horrible, like I saw Epic Movie and Meet the Spartans. And
Meet the Spartans sucked.
Disaster movie.
Yeah.
Date movie sucked.
Like all those recent parody movies, but I don't know, this one was just, it was just blah. It was just very...
It was blah.
Meh.
It was better than we expected it to be, but...
I'll give it that.
It had its moments, but...
Yeah.
You know, of course it won't be like the original. Like,
No.
it can never again be like the original, because, like, the original pretty much, created that whole thing. It created all the running gags and stuff, and can't exactly
It
recreate
managed to-
that after doing it 4 times.
Yeah, it managed to have a good run for 4 times, and, I mean, even the 5th movie, it's still somewhat enjoyable. My one complaint is, I would have rather they used a different main plot than Paranormal Activity, because I feel it really keeps the pace very slow, very repetitive, and after a while you start to just sit there wondering, I mean, I think Scary Movie kind of, it works because it may be a little slower than most parody movies, but it's still better when it's a little faster. That's what I think.
Yeah.
True. I mean, at least with the first one, with the scenes where you see Ghostface, at least every scene is different, and every scene is usually hilarious.
Yes.
But with, like, the Paranormal Activity scenes, where you always get to the part where, like, oh, it's nighttime, they're switching cameras, we're about to see the ghosts move or whatever, nothing really happens.
Well, 1, nothing really happens, and 2, it's like, it's just the same... I know, yeah, it's the same shtick, they're trying to create a running gag, but a running gag has to have momentum, and there was no momentum in this running gag. It was like it was a car running on low fuel, and it just slowly
Like,
coming to a crawl.
didn't really show the ghost either. The only time they showed the ghost was when they weren't doing that particular reference. Like, it was always, something moves, they go investigate, they get hit.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like, later on, suddenly you'd see the ghost in the background where you didn't see it before.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel one thing is for sure, and it's kind of odd how this worked. And I mean, a lot of the other, like, imitators, the Epic movies, the Date movies, the Meet the Spartans, they've all sort of done this, but not as subtly as the Scary Movies did it, which was, having things happening in the background, little jokes going off.
Yeah.
Scary Movie 5 had some of it, but usually the odd part is it was usually related to the plot in some way. Whereas, when it works is like it has background non sequiturs is probably how it would work better.
But here it was just
it
was for the sake of the plot, and it was kind of forced.
Yeah. I mean, you get your kind of laughs there, but it doesn't quite have the same effect. And I mean, if they had had more of that, it probably would have helped with the pacing issue.
Yeah.
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 I do like they show that one ballerina eating cardboard, though.
Yeah, that was funny. But like I said,
box.
related to the plot.
Yeah, but they definitely could have had more going on. But, I mean, as you can see, they were running out of fuel a little bit. They pretty much spent all their energy on, like, these particular sketches, and this kind of ignored everything else in the background, which is kind of sad.
Yeah.
But what are you gonna do?
Yep.
I guess, like I said, if you're like a scary movie fan, I guess see it just maybe for nostalgic value, pretty much. Because I mean, this is by no means a good movie. If you're looking for something stellar or something that's the level of Airplane or Spaceballs, this isn't it.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, if you're looking for just a cute little slapstick parody comedy thing, whatever, you know, it's entertaining enough, despite the slow parts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and of course, you know, one thing that does officially make it a scary movie, and something we were waiting for to the very end, somebody gets hit by a car.
Yes. Because we were walking out of the theater, and I'm just sitting there going, like, wait a minute. They didn't do the thing. Like I said to them, everybody gets run over by, like, a car or train or bus at, like, the end of every scary movie. Mm-hmm. It's a running gag. Like, somebody at the end of the movie gets run over. And then, after the credits, and, you know, we always say it's because sometimes there's always something at the end. And sure enough, we walked out, and I looked through, like, the doors, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, wait, there's something else. And, like, Charlie Sheen gets up, and then all of a sudden, car goes in through the window.
And we're like, yes!
Yes! And I love it, the guy in the theater, like, sitting there, he's like, huh? What are you talking? I'm like, he has no idea.
Interesting little note, the theater we went to was actually the theater where I saw the very first scary movie ever, and actually the original Scary Movie was the first R-rated film I ever saw, and I saw it, like, in this dinky little theater, and basically had my mom there because she refused to let me go by myself, and she pretty much covered my eyes the whole time. But, like, it left an impact on me. That's why I insisted we go to this theater. And we actually had the whole place to ourselves, so we were, like, you know, talking really loud and laughing and stuff. And then, of course, that scene came, and, like, there was only one guy in the whole place was looking at us like...
We weren't even in the theater. We were out in the hall.
We're like hanging at the door. We're like, oh wait, there's another scene. Yes, the car! Yes! This is a scary movie!
That's their trademark.
Yes. So, okay, so yes. Official scary movie. Not the best, but still worth it.
It's part of the canon.
Yep.
Yes.
Alright, so I guess that's about it. This review, once again, was brought to you by our sponsor, White Castle.
Also, Swedish Fish.
Yes.
Because we like Swedish fish.
And because we wanted Fred to know. That we had Swedish fish.
And it was delicious.
Until next time, I'm Cat T. Critic.
I'm One Satmore.
I'm Y2 Staller, and I have to go to the bathroom. Excuse me. Damn corporate sponsors.
Like, oh my god, did I hit that dumb Asian girl again?
In the cool of the evening when everything is getting kind of groovy, I call you up and ask you if you'd like to go with me and see a movie.
I'm Y2 Staller, and I have to go to the bathroom. Excuse me.
Epic movie was so good.
I know, it was so well written and so well cast. The jokes are just so funny. I can't believe Eric doesn't love it. Like, seriously, we need to trick him. Like, just like say we're gonna watch this movie and just play that.
You know what's funny?
It's
funny.
Yeah.
We have White Castle.
Yes, we do.
Yes. We've been to the White Bitches White Castle. I feel like I've been there before. With Kumar.
Were you filming the whole time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why?
You'll see.